We are live. We are live. Hello. If you are catching this replay, hello to you. I hope all is well. I hope that your new year is going well. Please let us know in the comment section that you were catching the replay on this. Please let us know where you're tuning in from if you don't mind telling that information as well. We are here in Tallahassee today. I'm just kind of sitting here and waiting on my love to get off work today. And it's almost 5 o'clock. It's close enough to 5 o'clock that I wanted to go ahead and get started. Hello, my Renaissance grandma. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. So glad to see you in the chat today. Miss Cheryl Faulkner. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you in the chat today. My friend from the UK, Rambo Green Hands. How you doing? Good to see you, sir. Been enjoying those videos. Thank you so much for coming in, and blessings right back to you. Thank you everybody for coming in. I appreciate it. If you would like, share the stream out. Rambo Green Hands, I know you're going to share the stream. That's just an automatic for you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being that type of person. But let me know also, guys, that you can hear me fine, that you can see me fine. Hey, Miss Lisa Williams. How you doing, my friend? So good to see you in the chat today. I hope all is going well for you. Excuse me, I'm trying to adjust kind of just right. I know Eco Neighbor is probably going to come in here and mess with my phone, how I have my phone set up, but I'm gonna do the best I can while we take this hike back to the country. we in the city right now, but we headed back to the country. We got to go back to the country. So I just wanted to make sure that I came in. Hiya. Hello, Barbecue. How you doing? How you doing, sis? Good to see you. Kathy B, hello. How are you? So good to see you in the chat today. Ain't nothing like the countryside. You know what, Rambo Green Hands, you are so absolutely correct. My husband will come and he'll bring his phone to me and he'll just show me. He was like, did you ever think that the country could be so beautiful? And I'm like, yeah, man. yeah, I thought that. And I always kind of loved the countryside. There's just something that is so magnificent about driving down a country road. And y'all, I got more of those dirt road chronicles coming to y'all, because I'm telling you, we are having a blast. We are enjoying ourselves. My sister decided that she was going to go ahead and get her a UTV. And if you caught my Dirt Road Chronicles video, then you saw us riding on the UTV, and you know, we 40 something miles per hour zooming down the dirt roads. And I'm telling you, it was so exhilarating. It was so exhilarating. We love being out there. And then just to because we are surrounded by a lot of farmers in the area, it's like once you riding by and you're seeing all of these beautiful rows, like they're getting ready for spring. They're preparing for spring out here already. They're out here putting stuff in the dirt already. They growing out here. So we are kind of following along with what they are doing. You know, we're going ahead and we're prepping, right? We're prepping to make sure that we are going this year to get a jump start on our planning out here. Yeah. Hey, growing with Donnie, this video ain't got nothing to do with that. But me and Rambo Green Hands were just having a conversation about being in the country, and then just seeing the freshly plowed fields. Like, it's fantastic. I just love it. I love it. I love riding out there. I love being able to see all of that stuff. And yes, and the smell. Thank you. Yes, the smell. The smell is incredible. It's like when we were kids. we could smell the rain coming. And then our neighbor had like one entrance to her driveway was all dirt right there. Hi Joshua, how are you doing? Good to see you. Beauty in the garden. Hey, beautiful. How are you? You're new here, guys. Give Joshua a hearty G Tribe welcome. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And so she had this one side of her driveway that was all dirt, and then it was like you could kind of see the rain coming and you can hear it, and it was almost like it was just coming as a sheet just coming towards us. And then when it would start hitting that dirt, the smell was just intoxicating. I loved it. Even as a child, I would just sit there and watch the rain, and I still do the same thing today. I'll just sit there and then just watch it rain. So it's just one of those things. Hey, G Mama Rose, how you doing, sis? Good to see you. But that's neither here nor there. I got a whole different topic for today. Got a totally different topic. I have been, whew. Hey, Anna Nana, Garden 8V, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. I don't think I've seen you or said anything to you for the New Year, so Happy New Year to you. I hope that you and your family are doing well. Hello, Crafty Mom Creations. How are you doing? Good to see you. So, just to get into the topic for today, I hate it to kind of name it like that, but I feel there are certain words that I can't say, right? And so I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about BBLs. Like this wasn't no that clickbait stuff. It wasn't that. I'm really going to talk about that. But I couldn't title it what I wanted to title it because the way that YouTube is set up now, like certain words, like they'll get you strikes on your channel, they'll get you demonetized, like all of that type of stuff. All right. And so I'm trying to stay good with YouTube so that I can continue to come on here and talk. This is all my opinion, okay? Because this is my channel, all right? Yeah, that. All right, so I have been seeing so many women who are being unalived. Who I'll use that word, who are being unalived due to these BBLs. All right. And I hope we have some nurses in here tonight because like I have a couple of questions and I probably should have like consulted one of you guys beforehand before I started this video. But if I figured that, you know, my questions can be public so that you all can hear the answers as well. If we have any nurses in the house that can kind of give us some insight, because I have a couple of very specific questions that I wanted to ask in relation to this. Because I read a lot about medical stuff. You are a nurse, one busy mama. Welcome to the chat. Hello. Thank you. I'm glad I looked up right there and saw that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome. So glad to see you. So, I have been seeing so many articles about women, mostly young women, probably in their 20s, who are losing their lives because of these BBLs. And, you know, I'm trying to get to the point. I know that older people, Gigi, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I know that older people, and I call myself an older person, you know, 47. I call myself an older person. So I'm going to say us older people, a lot of times we can be very, very judgmental. And I know that. I know that about myself personally. And that is something that I have definitely been working on a lot, is to get to the point where we're asking more questions rather than giving all of this judgment that we tend to give. Yes, there's a lot of judgment stigma when it comes to cosmetic surgeries. I'm naturally non-judgmental. Okay. So, it made me start to think back. It made me start to think back. Oh, G Mama said they're starting in their teens with that. Okay. So it made me think back to like childhood. One of the things that my mom used to do with us was like really work on our self-esteem at young ages. Used to really work on that. And that was one thing that I also carried over to my daughters as well, was to make sure that you work to help them to see themselves. Like simple things. It's simple, really simple things. Like a lot of my family members have certain features. Like a lot of my family members will have wider noses. They'll have pronounced lips. They beautiful brown, like whatever. It like there are certain things that are your features that you can do absolutely nothing about before going into having a cosmetic procedure, right? So yeah, if I wanted to change my face, hi, Eco Neighbor.
Hey,
how are you? Mm-hmm.
Hey,
good to see you.
Can I say something?
Say hi to the people.
Hey folks, how y'all doing? Don't stop growing. Don't stop.
Okay, let me get back to my
garden. Just
right.
because it's 5 o'clock don't mean that we have to stop.
He's excited because he's off work.
Stop growing.
All right. Thank you.
Stop growing.
Thank you for the song.
What y'all talking about?
Now we talking about BBLs gone wrong. That's the subject.
I'm gonna drive and I'll just sit back.
That's the subject for today.
Okay.
And so what I was talking about with them was I've been seeing a lot of women who are losing their lives because of having this cosmetic procedure. And for those of you who don't know, I spent years as a legal assistant for attorneys who worked in medical malpractice. All right. And so I firsthand got to read the case files of some of these surgeries and just medical malpractice in general. I got to see the worst of the medical community with having worked in that community, in that as a legal assistant. So I got to see the worst of the worst. Everything from like the show Botched. When y'all think that the show Botched is just entertainment, the show Botched is real. Okay? Please understand that that is real stuff. And I have seen some stuff that has both turned my stomach and broke my heart with having to see some of the things that happened in that type of environment. Okay. Hello to everybody who has come in. I'm going to get back to you and say hello, but I just wanted to talk to you all. Like, this thing is real. It's real. And I'm seeing more and more and more. And as I was looking back, as I was doing a little research, like these deaths didn't just start happening. This has been happening for years. where people have been going into these offices, and a lot of them, for some reason, a lot of them are going, well, probably because of the cost, are going outside of the US to get these procedures done. And there are a lot of them that happen within the US. And so that's where, your departments of health or whoever oversees your physicians and nurses and dentists and anybody in the medical community, that's where they come in, is to try their best and protect the community by letting people know that these things are happening, and then taking licenses if necessary, finding, doing whatever is necessary in order to say, hey, this is not okay, doctor such and such. You cannot do that. You cannot practice anymore. You knew better than that, but you want to be so different from everybody else that you're willing to put people's lives in jeopardy with doing this type of procedure. And so one of the questions that I had for One Busy Mama and any of the other nurses that we have in the house, one of the stories that I heard was regarding they were taking fat from a person's, maybe their back. You know how you have the back rolls, or you have the side rolls, or you have the arm fat, or whatever. So they were taking fat from your body, from these people's bodies, and they're injecting the fat into the muscle. And so I don't know how much you all know about that, injecting the fat into the muscle, like directly into the glute muscle, the butt muscle. And I'm like, that does not sound right. Like, is that right? Are they supposed to be injecting fat into a muscle? Like, aren't they separate for a reason? I don't know. That's why I wanted to ask. Is the fat and muscle supposed to be separate for a reason? Ooh, the sun. Let's see. They aren't supposed to be injecting it into the muscle. It will cause a fat embolism or blood clot in the muscles. See? And that's what I was talking about. To me, I'm like, they were separate for a reason from the beginning, right? And so it takes me back. It takes me back to, the beginning, the very beginning. Like, why are our babies willing to put themselves in that type of position? And I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying to be judgmental, because I get it. I don't look the way that I think I should look, but I also don't put in the work to look how I think I should look. So you don't get results from work that you don't do. So I get it that there are some of us who are willing to do anything in order to look the way that we want to look. And I'm gonna try to see your comments when, like, the sun is just blaring and I can't even see the comments, but we're gonna shift to where I'll be able to, hold on, be able to experience and being licensed. I always provide a list or site. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me get his phone. See if I can see better. Oh, Juan Perez, I'm coming back to that. Okay, One Busy Mama said, that's the experience and being licensed. I always provide a list or site where doctors can be found. And that's really good, because in this state, in the state of Florida, if a doctor has had any type of discipline with the Department of Health, they are going to be they're going to be called out. They're going to be public. It's going to be publicized. It's going to be public record that they have done something wrong and that they have been disciplined. And so you do a little research, then you can find out. Thankfully, you know, I won't say that, but you can find out information about specific doctors if you just do a little bit of research. All right. Let me see. All right. Hey there, Juan Perez. Hello. Welcome. So good to see you. October Opal. Hello and welcome. So good to see you in the chat. Grammy's Journal. Hello. Hello. How are you doing? Growing with Hudson. Hey, sis. Growing with Hudson said it's a money maker for some women to look like that, and it absolutely is. It absolutely is. But how much are you willing to risk? Because here's the thing: none of those women went into the surgery expecting that they were going to have complications, and you don't ever know when you're going to have complications. But I honestly, truly believe that there are things that can be done to prevent it. And I think that's where the Department of Health and other agencies come into play, because they're going to be looking for the malpractice in it all. They know. And the attorneys actually do their research. They actually have expert witnesses that have been doing this thing for a very long time, who have been doing the type of surgeries that are getting people in trouble. They have, hey GT Junior, how you doing? They have just different people coming in on different skill levels who can actually educate the attorneys. It's just like, you know, when you see a court case on television and they'll bring in an expert witness, and that expert witness is going to tell the attorney, because the attorney is attorney. They're not an expert witness, but it's their job to prove that this person, this doctor, has created a problem rather than being a benefit to their patients. And so that's sort of the way it goes. And so when the expert witnesses come in, they're going to tell the attorney is going to ask them very specific and detailed questions, and they're going to tell the attorney, hey, this is the way that you do a BBL. This is a better way of doing a breast lift or a tummy tuck or a thigh lift or whatever the procedure was. And the way that this doctor did it could cause this problem. And this is well known that it could cause that problem. But they chose to continue to go and do the procedure that way. So I'm just like, and then here's another thing, is that you have to sign. Hi, Miss Maria Graham, how you doing? You have to sign a consent form to say that there's something that could possibly go wrong, and that you're willing to risk that going wrong. And so I go back to saying, you know, what happened? Did something happen? Or like Growing with Hudson said, this is just a moneymaker, you know? Some of the women are just, it's just a moneymaker for them. It's something that they could, you know, be somebody's video girl. Or they don't have to be. They could just want to be round, back there. So I'm trying to figure out, like, when did this become such a thing where women were, I don't know if women have always been, and I can't say that they're just insecure now, because I see so much like body positivity now for women who are my size and bigger. I'm trying to figure out where it became so serious that we had to start going and doing procedures in this massive amount the way that they're being done now. Even women who are not in the industry, just in everyday life, women are going to get these procedures done. They are literally borrowing in order to get these procedures done. And so I'm like, where I trust me, I believe 1000% in accountability. But I'm like, what is stemming this? What is fueling this? And so I guess my overall message is just to say, regardless to what you look like, if you want to look different, do something about it. Like, do something to change it that's not going to risk your life. If you still feel like, after seeing all of these women lose their lives, that's still a chance that you want to take, because the percentage is so small versus the number of women who get it done, then I'll say, okay, that's what you want to do. Go ahead and make sure that you do the research and find the doctors who are using great skill, who are using great care. Don't go for the cheapest, because the cheapest may not be the best. The cheapest may have you laying on a cold slab rather than going back and enjoying time with your family, or finding that man who like a big booty, or spending time on the beach showing off your new figure. You might be laying on a cold slab. So at the very, very least, do the research and find those doctors, because once they, and it's sad that, you know, it has to get to the point where they harm somebody first before anything can be done, but that's just the reality of life. You can't punish somebody for something that they haven't done right. But I don't believe a lot in a lot of regulation either, which is one of the reasons that, you know, I stay in Florida, because I don't like everything to just be regulated. But when it comes to all of these women, like, where is the outrage over this? Where is the outrage? It's like I'll hear a little something about it. Hey, Black Guys and Gardens, how you doing? I'll hear a little something about it, and then it's like just nothing. But the stories just keep coming up again and again and again. And they're in this one, a lot of them are in this one place. In this one place outside of the United States. And I'm sure that y'all have heard it. I'm sure y'all have repeatedly heard these botched surgeries that are happening in this one place. I don't know why they keep choosing that place. I don't know if they just have the best pricing. I don't know what it is, but they just keep choosing this one place. Yes, Juan Perez, that right there. Yes, Beauty in the Garden, that. They keep on going to that one place, and I'm like, choose somewhere else. That's not it. That's not the place that you want to be going, because you probably gonna come back here in a body bag. So social media has definitely made self-confidence worse. October Opal said it's the cheapest. Yeah, the cheapest. Hey, Sunday Backyard Farmer said this girl went there for that type of service and came back missing a kidney. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? We have to really like stop looking at the cheapest of everything, because when you do that, you're gonna get what you pay for typically. There are some situations, I'm sure that there have been some beautiful bottoms to come up out of there. I'm sure there have been. I'm sure there have been a lot of them. But when you start to see more and more people, you need to do a little more research and say, hey, if I'm gonna go and get this procedure done, let me not just choose this person because they have the lowest price. Let me make sure that when I go to that person, I know something about them other than they're nice. They seem nice. I know something else about them. I'm going to look into their history. I'm going to ask if you've ever had anything to go wrong. Have a list of questions, a whole list of questions. What are the things that could possibly go wrong? Where are you going to place, when you take the fat from my arms and my back and my thighs, where are you going to place it? How are you going to place it? Listen, they are working for you. You have to pay them. And so if you're going to get it done, like, ask the questions. Let one question lead you to another question to ask of them. If they can't answer the questions, that's a red flag right there. But if they do your research to make sure that they're telling you the truth. Make sure you're asking beforehand. I need 100% real. Don't care about the flatness. I'm interested about, can I make a life with you? Yeah. What, you want your phone? Oh. It's just habit. It's just habit. It's just out of habit. Okay. So, right, Rambo Green Hands, like, let that thing be what it is. Let it be what it is. Because I promise you that I don't care what you look like. There's somebody out there that is going to enjoy the heck out of how you look. People don't know how to love anymore. I don't know. All I know is that it's a problem, because we are continuously seeing all of these women who are coming back here not alive, and specifically in that one place. Run from that place. Run. Anybody telling you to go there, don't listen, because we've had too many bodies come back instead of, beautiful frames coming back. We've had way too many cold bodies coming back off of that place at this point. And so get with the nurses. There are a lot of nurses in the U.S. who have been to school, who are trained, who know a lot more than us who have not been formally trained like that. They know a lot. And some of them are constantly studying. Some of them are constantly growing and developing their skill and their knowledge in the medical community. So get with those people. Matter of fact, this is your life. Do the research yourself. Yes, Beauty in the Garden. Someone will love you for you. They will. They will. You think you too fluffy? Guess what? They like fluffy too. You think you too slim? Guess what? Some of them like them slims too. So I think grab on to the young people as much as possible. It's kind of hard for us to relate in a lot of ways. It's hard for us to relate because we just from two different eras. Our mindsets are totally different. The things that we do, the things that we think about, they're completely different. And so it's hard for us to understand what they're going through. A lot of people I know, they've been bullied all of their life, and all that they want is to be accepted. Ooh. All they want is to be accepted. And I truly believe that a lot of it comes from that. It comes from wanting to be accepted. And one of the things that was the big concern for me when my children were growing up was that I know my children were fine, but then when they have to be in the world with other people's children, you know, and I don't care how cute they were, I don't care how pretty your kids are, there's going to be somebody else's kid, somebody else's insecure kid who is going to try to tear your child down, who is going to feel bad about themselves, and so they're going to want to make your child feel as bad about themselves as they feel. My daughter had one child who wanted, she just was bullying my daughter because we are a family. Literally bullying a child because their dad lives in the home with them. Do you know how sad that is? Do you know how really sad I was to hear that? Like, you mad, you upset, you feel some type of way because her dad lives in the home? That's your real reason? Or was it something else? Hey, Homestead in the Hood, how are you doing? Get back to having dinner together and asking questions. How was your day today? What's going on in school? And ask questions about their friends in school. Or who is the bully of... Okay, I missed that last part. Bullying is a whole different topic that goes deep. Very, very deep. And you know, one of the things I used to say, and I don't say it anymore, but I used to say, man, these kids, they need to be a little stronger. They need to be a little stronger. But they're different from us. They're not the same as we were growing up. There was a lot of toxic behavior that we dealt with growing up that it's a whole nother level for them. And so we can't go around thinking that they're supposed to be just like us, or they're supposed to be what we call as strong as us. But were we really strong? Or were we just accepting what we had, what we felt like we had to accept at the moment during that time when we were growing up? So I think it's important for those who will allow you to be a part of their life, those who will allow you to, you know, speak a word of encouragement to them, to help them, to say, you know what, whoever is going to love me is just going to love me. Because you can go, I was just thinking, you can go and do all of that. You can go and do all of that work. And then you can still come on the other side looking as beautiful as you looking. and find somebody who doesn't even respect you. So it has to be more about that. It has to be more about finding somebody who loves you for what you are, for who you are, without all the extra stuff. Find somebody who loves you even if your bottom ain't round like that. It is I can just about guarantee you that not one of those people, families, would come back and say, well, she died doing what she loved. I can guarantee you that probably the majority of them would say it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it. We loved her just the way she was. None of us wanted that. None of us needed that. We thought she was beautiful just the way that she was. I don't know. Yeah, this is like an onion. It's like an onion. Hi, Auntie Ellen. How are you doing? Hey, Roots to a Garden. How are you? It's like an onion. There's so many layers. Yeah, that's pure love. The best love. The best love. And I saw a big, there's a really big influencer on here that went through her thing. And I had been watching like her recovery because she had been posting it. I've been watching her recovery, and I was looking at her like, dang, but you're so pretty already. Like, I wish my eyes went puffy like that. But guess what I'm not about to go do? Not about to go get nobody to suck them out. And I know everything ain't for me to understand, but I'm just like, y'all so beautiful already. Everybody wasn't meant to be just the same. Everybody's not supposed to be the same. Everybody's not supposed to have the same hair. Everybody's not supposed to have the same waistline and the same boobs and the same butt and the same thighs. Everybody's not supposed to look exactly the same. That is the beauty in us. That is the beauty in us. Because we can all look different. We can all have our own uniqueness about ourselves. But everybody wants the same wig, you know, the same. They just want everything to look the same. And I'm like, just be unique. Be uniquely yourself. And yeah, do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever makes you feel good and creative and all of that stuff. But maybe not, just maybe not to the point where it's going to put your life in jeopardy. I think for me, that's the point. That's the point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm gonna put this makeup on. I'm gonna put this purple lipstick on, because that's my creativity. And guess what it's not going to do? It's not going to put my life in jeopardy. unless I'm allergic to it. It's not going to put my life in jeopardy. So again, everybody has to determine when enough is enough for them. Hi, Miss Linda Iannone. How you doing? Queen Deej, I think. How you doing? Welcome. Says that she feels like a lot of these young people are under a spell or something. I don't know if they're under a spell or not. But I just know there's too many women who are passing away. There are too many women who are passing away because of something that is not even, like, that's not a necessary surgery to have. Now, I'm going to tell you about me, okay? If there is anything that I can do that's going to save my life, that's a surgical procedure, baby, cut me. Go ahead. Cut me. But guess what? Not just anybody is about to cut me. I'm going to research. I'm going to call friends. And I'm going to find out as much information as I can possibly find out about this doctor. I'm going to do some research on the internet and find out if they have ever been in Department of Health, on Department of Health radar. I'm going to find out all that. Even just going to the doctor. I used to do the research to find out if the doctors that my family were going to be used has ever been on Department of Health radar when I was working behind the scenes. So when it comes to something as wonderful as your life, something as special as your life, like, put a little research into that thing. Do a little research to find out what you need to find out about this person who is supposed to be cutting you, who is supposed to be sticking foreign objects into your body. There are standard things. If you saw Eco Neighbor, if you saw us on his live stream last night, he talked a little bit about a family member who got messed up for something that was so everyday procedure that they tell you is just, yeah, it's invasive, but it's minor. But if we were to catch this from happening or catch this in time, then it could really save your life. But like to took our family member out because of some malpractice stuff. One busy mama said, I've seen C-sections gone wrong. All types of surgeries can go wrong. And this is why you have to know who is working on you. Make sure you have directives, a person to advocate for you in the event you can't. All of that, homestead. Yep, everything comes with risk. So just because these celebrities are out here, these celebrities, doctors that's done them well, but still research them to make sure that they're making good choices about who they're using to do the work on them. It's on you. It's about you loving your life more than anybody else. It's about them. You gotta love your life more than anybody else. Unfortunately, the money, the greed, social media has expedited a lot of wrongs in this world. And has. So ultimately, the responsibility is going to lie on you. I can't even imagine my kids having, and I know one day they probably will have to live without me anyway, but I can't them having to live without me because of something elective, something that I had a choice in the matter. I can't even imagine. And I wonder what they would think of me when they're saying, you're beautiful the way you are. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to do anything else to yourself. We love you just the way that you are. Oh, Homestead in the Hood. You absolutely right about that. Homestead in the Hood said, and make sure that they're not just a paid spokesperson. Make sure they're not just a paid spokesperson. Because people can be paid. They'll say anything for a little money. They're willing to do anything and say anything and tell you all types of lies because somebody will give them a couple of bands. They're willing. So you got to do your research for yourself. You have to take your health into your hands. You have to, like, a lot of us are just lazy. A lot of us are just pure lazy. And we don't want to do the research about things to figure out what is best for us. Because I can go in with a doctor for one procedure, and somebody else can go in to the same doctor for the same procedure, and we have two totally different outcomes, which is one of the stories that I recently read from a young lady and her friend. They went to the same doctor. They had their surgeries done on the same day, and they had two totally different outcomes because the doctor did something with one that they didn't do with the other. And that lady left her children here because she's no longer here. So y'all really take that thing seriously. And I'm still waiting on the outrage for that. Like, we see this fake outrage for a lot of stuff, but I'm still waiting on the outrage for that. I'm still waiting on some additional training to be forced upon some people so that they are not sending people out of their offices in body bags. But at the end of the day, it's on us. Have love for yourself enough to say, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to get this done because I want this done, I have the money to get this done, or I borrowed the money to get this done, that I'm going to take a chill pill for a minute, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do the research to find out who is the best option for me, and not based on they will charge you $3,000 versus Dr. somebody who will charge $10,000. Homestead in the Hood says, I was on a conference call with a sister in conference with hospice. They were not giving her information to make an informed decision, and she did not know the right questions to ask, but I did. And that is why I keep saying to you all, that you also need an advocate. You also have to have an advocate for yourself and for your family members. And if you can be one for somebody, be that advocate for yourself and for your family members. Because I promise you, looking from the opposite side when something has gone wrong, it's too late. It's too late then. It's too late at that point. So get ahead of it. Get ahead of it and make sure that you're helping where you can help. Give the information to your people. Ask the questions. Give them questions to ask if you can't be there. Put this stuff down in writing. Write all you can. Write those questions down. And don't leave until you get the answers that you need. And don't stop talking to them until you get the answers that you need. Don't stop aggravating and bothering them until you get the answers that you need for your body, for your health. Hey Janet, good to see you. We are at a point now where my internet is going to go out. I know it is because we drive this road all the time. So I just want to say thank you all for coming in. Again, this is all my opinion because this is my page, okay? So thank you all for coming in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your input. But I'm going to have to get off because it's going to cut off in a minute now. So one friend says peace, and whatever you do, grow. Agree. And remember, guys, that prayer still works. So pray often. All right? Peace, family.